Welcome to the star-studded super spreader Obama birthday party. I mean, you're not invited. Neither am I. None of us are, but it looks like the event of the season. Gentlemen, this is outrageous. Oh, by the way, hi, I'm Steve Green. I'm not invited. I think my invitation got lost in the mail. With Scott Ott and Bill Whittle, of course, and this is Right Angle. Gentlemen, former President Barack Obama will throw himself a star-studded 60th birthday bash at his multi-million-dollar Martha's Vineyard estate this weekend. For 475 of his closest friends, there will be 200 staffers. There will be at least 200 staffers there to cater to the every need and whim of luminaries like Steven Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey, George Clooney, of course, flying in from Italy for the big event. And this might be my favorite little detail. They've hired a local hairstylist to serve as the personal groomer of some unnamed member of Pearl Jam who will be performing at the party. Now, it's supposed to be an outdoor event on the Obama's estate. I can't imagine what the menu is going to be like, but you also know that not everybody's going to stay outdoors, COVID restrictions aside, because I don't see Oprah Winfrey using the porta potty. Do you? I know I don't want to.
No, and I don't want to. Some things that can be imagined or cannot be unseen, Steve.
Sorry. I guess what I'm trying to say here is I don't actually envy any of this because, that Netflix money is not going to spend itself. But what I would like to mention, and Scott, I'm going to direct this at you. According to the CDC's latest guidance for large gatherings, and the one they mentioned specifically at the CDC website was something like a graduation party, because this was published in May. People should instead host a video chat party with family and friends to share in the celebration, or hold a safely distanced drive-in or drive-through celebration. Does this sound anything like guidance that Barack Obama is taking to heart for his event?
I can just see Michelle at the gate welcoming people and saying, "Oh no, did you think Pearl Jam was going to be here? No. We've just got my husband's Pearl Jam mix list from his MP3 player.
It's a Zoom performance."
That's right. Yeah, I guess I have to, maybe I'm backing up a little bit from the whole COVID thing and the president's 60th anniversary Delta variant blowout to wonder why you have a high-profile, highly publicized birthday party for a guy who has no political ambitions and won't be going anywhere after this. He's just is this just a way of promoting his business as a film producer, which of course he's now, an expert at that. But it just seems like an odd thing to do. We're getting all our buddies back together from the administration and from Hollywood and all this extended. I'm sure the media will be well represented there. Not covering the event, mind you, but as guests of the Obamas. It just seems odd to me. I just had my 60th birthday party and my wife was here and a couple of my children were here. And I really didn't, it wasn't like I thought, hey, let's get everybody in on this. So there's a promotional element to this that I'm curious about, that I want to know, okay, what are we pushing here? And that said, I think that everybody's going to be perfectly safe and fine. A few people are going to catch COVID-19 at the Obama's party, but because most of them have been vaccinated, it's not going to go very far and they'll be fine. And, it's kind of like Senator Lindsey Graham, who just came down with a case of that. We will hear more and more in the future, when we hear about somebody having COVID, it'll be like, oh, wow, he had the flu. He was kind of knocked out for a couple of days and he's okay now. So I'm not really concerned about the health and safety of anybody at the party, but they do have this, what is the hypocrisy version of affluenza?
Well, I don't know, but I think we're going to have a name for it after this Saturday night.
I got a name for it right now.
Oh?
Oh, it's not something I can say on the air.
That name I already knew. Okay. Next up, I hate to harp on the COVID angle. I really do, because we've done so many of these. But it was just this weekend, I think it was on one of the Sunday morning chat shows, that celebrity medical spokesmodel Dr. Fauci said that, and this is a quote, "Things are going to get worse," his words, "with the Delta variant, and that the country is in for more, quote, pain and suffering." Bill, isn't it nice that our nation's richest, most famous, and best connected will be able to party away the pain and suffering in such a fine manner this weekend?
Yes, that's what we Americans like the most about our aristocracy, their fine clothes and their beautiful houses. It allows us a chance to vicariously live the life of nobility that we can only aspire to as we muck about here. There's some lovely filth over here, Dennis, and as the king and queen ride by, it gives us a moment to imagine what it would be like to be an actual human being. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. This is the best evidence available, not only that COVID is not the killer, must shut down the world disease that they claim it is, or the Delta variant for that matter. It's also an extraordinarily powerful argument against the whole global warming caper, because virtually everybody who's going to be coming to, in fact, when I say virtually, I'd be willing to bet you in excess of 95% of the people who fly into this event will fly on private jets, as at least as far as the guests are concerned. And so the reason I say this is such compelling evidence is, as usual, it's usually most effective when you're trying to dislodge a lie. It's usually most effective to treat the lie as the truth and then ask yourself what you would do. It's the common sense cure for just about everything.
Yeah.
If the country is experiencing a massive, huge reinfection that's causing us here in California, at least in LA County, to go back to the mask. They want us to go back to the mask. Anybody who doesn't go back to the mask is a troglodyte. Joe Biden said he thought that we were smarter than that. But then again, Joe Biden's not really. Joe Biden graduated magna cum laude from Dunning-Kruger University.
Oh, that's a good reference.
But here's the thing, guys. If this virus were as deadly as they want us to believe and are determined to make us obey, then they would not be having this party, not for the public appearance of it, but because you don't want your 450 closest friends to die from this terrible, horrible, fatal disease. And if the Earth is actually dying because of excess carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, then you don't do anything that causes large numbers of private jets to fly to one location. You don't do anything that causes private jets to fly anyway. It's a standard line over at Instapundit. It's one of the most true things that Glenn has said. He said a lot of wise things, but basically he said, I'll start believing it's a crisis when the people who tell me it's a crisis start acting like it's a crisis. And that's it in a nutshell. So yes, you will undoubtedly see people getting off of their private jets with their masks on. I can reasonably assume that they weren't wearing them on the entire flight in their pressurized cylinder at 55,000 feet. And you're going to see people getting out of limousines and out of cars, and they're all going to have masks on, and they're going to go into the Obama situation. And if you're standing in the foyer of that thing, you will not be able to hear a bowling ball strike 10 pins down because of the sound of so many elastic bands popping as the guests immediately remove this prop. In fact, Steve, an interesting way to think about this is to think about it as a masked ball. That's what I think everybody should do. Whatever video comes in from the outside, whenever you see anybody going into this party with a mask on, just imagine them with something with the big things and the feathers and then there's pheasant things and gold glitter. That's the kind of masked party this is. A masquerade is what this is. I've got it. There it is. It's the president's masquerade. And I do think that this is at the point now where we're past being trolled now, we're just being peed on. I mean, it's like I keep saying there's nowhere left to go, and I constantly find myself horrifically surprised.
Yeah, we live on the world's stupidest timeline, and this breaks my heart. I may have mentioned this before, but growing up as a teen in my 20s in the 80s and 90s, we seem to be living on a pretty great timeline. Everything changed around 1980 and was pretty awesome. And then I think what happened is a dangling Chad in Florida in November of 2000 opened a wormhole in the universe that sucked the entire Earth out of that smart timeline and ejected it into the dumbest of all possible timelines. And here we are. More seriously, I don't begrudge the Obamas their semi-foul gotten Netflix dollars. And if they want to throw themselves a fabulous party, throw themselves a fabulous party. You know, this is America. The genius of America is that if we want to throw a party, we're all Americans and we're all allowed to throw. It's our God-given right to throw the best party that we're able to dream up and afford. And that's beautiful. What is un-American absolutely is this idea that the best connected among us can party while the rest of us are supposed to stay in our hovels. It's as un-American as titles of nobility, as seizing the means of production. It's as un-American as interleague baseball play during the regular season, except for the All-Star game. And I will stand by that until the day I die. There's your right angle on that, brought to you by the members of BillWhittle.com. Quick reminder, hey, content like this needs sponsors like you, so if you're watching these shows for free, I'll see you at the Obamas. No, click on over to BillWhittle.com and join. We'd love to have you on board. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.